Good morning. It is time for the prelude. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to you at home, zooming in with us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And thank you to those of you who braved the weather this morning. Thank goodness we're not under snow. And, I had a case of presumptive COVID last week. It was not terrible, but I actually never tested positive, but my beloved had COVID and had quite a severe case. So we're presuming that, and I had some symptoms last week. I am fine, but out of an abundance of caution, I did not stand outside. It's really hard not to want to hug so many of you on the way in. I will also not be in the social hour afterward. Nobody needs to start the year with COVID from their minister, right? So today we are going to be looking at intentions for the year ahead, and we're going to be saying goodbye and celebrating Dr. J's 5 years with us. Dr. J has picked out his favorite pieces to share with you today throughout this service. And we invite you to join us in the social hall afterward for a cake and to say goodbye. Karen's going to light our special candle this morning. I'm really looking forward to the day, perhaps, where we don't need to light this. I ask you to once again hold the people of Israel and Gaza, the Ukraine and Russia in your heart, who are suffering because of the actions of governments. And we need to remind ourselves that those are real people trying to live their lives just like we do in these countries, and who are being torn apart by war. I also light that candle for the children and the parents in Iowa after yet again a shooting this week. My opening words this morning are by Thich Nhat Hanh, and the words are called A New Holiday. He wrote, "We have holidays for so many important occasions. Christmas, New Year's, Mother's Day, Father's Day. There's even an Earth Day. Why not celebrate a day when we can live happily in the present moment all day long? I would like to dedicate today as today's day. A day dedicated to touching the earth, touching the sky, touching the trees, and touching the peace that is always available to us in the present moment. So happy today's day. If you would please rise in body or spirit as you are able and join us in singing one of Jay's favorite hymns, Love Will Guide Us. For those of you who picked up the hymnal, it's hymn 131.
Now is the time for lighting the chalice, the symbol of our faith. For those watching at home, please light your chalices with us. CJ, would you like to join us now for the lighting? On the brink of a new year. We light this chalice on the brink of a new year, letting go of what has been, open and hopeful for what may come, renewed, restored, ready to live life fully anew. May we move forward with intention. Thank you, CJ. Yep. Good morning and welcome. My name is Karen Mazzata and my pronouns are she and her. We have a few brief announcements. Monday, January 15th, 4 to 5:30 p.m., the Suffolk-wide Jewish Community Center in Comac is hosting a special Martin Luther King interfaith and cultural celebration that promises to unite us in service to others. The program will feature interfaith prayers, a prominent gospel choir, Mexican and Korean dance ensembles, Jewish liturgical music, and of course reflections on Dr. King's dream of creating beloved communities where all people are accepted for who they are. And mark your calendars for Sunday, February 4th. It's our Pledge Kickoff Sunday. You will want to attend. We hope that you will be able to join us after the Sunday morning service for information about the fellowship, refreshments, conversation, and good entertainment, and details will come. And today's a perfect day to remind you, if you haven't already done so, to please sign up for texts. That's it. All you need to do is send your cell phone number to Sandra at office@uufh.org, and that will get you on the list to receive a text regarding special reminders about the fellowship, about whether or not it's a good idea to wear your Christmas sweater today. And days like today, it's especially important. And personally, I love them. I receive texts about sales, but why not receive a text from my beloved community? And it's a great reminder that Sunday's coming and there are good things ahead. So if you need more details on how to do that, it's in this week's flash. And for any other announcements, please see this week's flash. If you don't get the weekly newsletter, you can sign up on our homepage at uufh.org. Please join me now in singing our affirmation. The words will be on the screen.
Good morning. I'm sorry about the affirmation, that I missed that. Good morning. I'd like to invite all the children to the front of the main hall. Please join me as we talk about New Year's resolutions. Do they want to come sit? You want to come sit? You want to come sit? No? Girls in the family room, you guys want to join us? So I wanted to thank Lisa Burby for talking about resolutions last week and the history of it. Does anyone know what a New Year's resolution is? Yeah.
It's a goal you set for the new year.
That's right, yeah. It is a promise you make to yourself that you want to do this year. So let's watch this PBS Kids video for a brief look at what some other kids have for New Year's resolutions.
My New Year's resolution is to probably work harder in school, maybe read a bit more, and probably read like 37 chapter books. Be able to see one blue moon. My New Year's resolution is that I want to play the piano. I sing and I want to sing more. Something that you have to do to sing more is play the piano. This year I want to learn how to tap dance. I want to play tic-tac-toe, learn how to play football. Hot! I want to ride my bike in the new year. Make at least 15 movies. Invent a new ice cream. And I want to go to Mars. Go to the moon! Happy New Year! My New Year's resolution is to...
It's just the same thing, sorry. So on these cards, I have a few resolutions that I'm going to pass out to all of you. And please tell us what the resolution is. I'll pass it out and read the ones for the little ones. And if I could have a parent volunteer? Anybody? Like just one parent volunteer to do the family ones? Okay. Oh, that's okay. You want to volunteer? Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, one for the little ones from 3 to 5 is I will always say thank you when someone gives or hands me something. Does one of you want to grab this one? Really? I know. This is for the little ones. This is for 3 to 5. Here, I'll give this to Will. Wait. Okay. I will practice writing my name every day. What do you think, CJ or Robin? You guys like that? Okay. I will try new foods when I can. What do you think, Robin? Over here. Oh, so sorry, thank you. Sorry, you're all I will talk with my parent or another adult when I need help or I'm scared. You think Jay? Okay, I will make a new friend. Robin, is that a good one? You like that? Okay. And I'll have sticker charts for you guys too, okay? And then I have jars for the older ones. So here, I'm going to pass these out for the 6 through 12. Here you go. Here you go, Lila. What? Oh, that's okay. You're 6 to 12, like age range. So I'm going to pass these out, and then they'll say them, okay? This one? What do you think, Ellie? What do you think? Here you go. And then you guys are going to say them. Is that okay? Okay. Here, you want to go first? Come over here.
I will read one new book every month.
What do you think?
I will read for at least 30 minutes every day. I will openly express my feelings and not be afraid to share them with others.
I will try to be friendly with kids who may have a hard time making friends by talking with them and inviting them to join activities.
Oh, you don't have one? Oh, sorry. Here you go. You want to say yours, Millie?
Sure. I will do what I can to help out in my community. I will give some of my time to help others, working with the community groups or others that help people in need.
Okay, great job. Okay, Lila?
When the weather is nice, I will play outside. I will come to UUFH every Sunday I can.
Okay, Jackie, let's see, I think that's it. You want to read? Jackie's going to read our family ones now.
We will attend the UUFH every week in a month. We will have a family game night once each week. My mom's gonna like this one. We will volunteer at the Grow to Give Garden one time this year. And get this, what the next one says. I will volunteer with the Grow to Give Garden 2 times this year. Wait, do you want to read yours? He was practicing. Do you want to read it? Okay, that's okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for saying the New Year's resolutions. What do you guys think? You think you'll do them this year, or you want to trade, or what do you think? You could trade them. What are some other New Year's resolutions each of you have thought about? Does anybody have any other New Year's resolutions that they think of? No? Okay. Okay. All right, so I have sticker charts for the younger ones to keep track. Okay. I have sticker charts for the young ones that, to keep track of the New Year's resolutions. Okay? Okay. Oh, sorry. That's the order of service. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And then I have glass jars for the older girls. That can keep track. You can put a bead or a coin, and if some of the older kids or younger kids want that, I have enough for everyone. Here you go, Jade. Do you want this? Do you want this? A sticker chart? Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay. Here you go. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That's great.
What did you guys tell me that you wanted to see this year? Do you want to say it together? What do you want to see?
Snow.
We want snow over here.
Yeah, hope we get some snow. And Jay, if you want to sing out everyone to their classes. Yeah, that's what we have for today.
Thank you, Miss Sandra. This is the time in our service where we invite you to go to the back or to come forward to light a candle for a joy, a concern, a sorrow, a hope in your heart. Sue McGovern will be joining us at the candles. If you have written in advance, which I always encourage you to do, your joy or concern, you can place it in the basket. Sue also has cards and pencils for those of you who want to add something quickly now. You may come forward now. Thank you. Harry Berger asks me to remind you that 146 people died this week in New York from COVID. A prayer for Rocco for peace. Prayers for the family of Marianne Nesdal, Maria Nielsen's good friend, who lost her life at only 62 after a brief 2-year battle with ALS. Sorry. For Teresa's health. This says, Happy New Year, Margot. I don't know if that's Margot signing it or that's a Happy New Year to Margot. And this says, please God, make the phones go away. I guess there's a lot of ways we could interpret that. And this is prayers for my broken family. So please join me for a few moments of your own quiet meditation, reflection, or prayer. Spirit of life and love, we stand on the brink of a new year. We stand amid sad world news, a reminder of the insurrection on January 6th, a gray day, and it is hard to not feel despair. We reach our hearts to those who grieve the loss of a dear friend, to those who are suffering with family dysfunction and brokenness, to people who are struggling with illnesses, both physical and mental health, to people whose COVID is so severe they end up back in the hospital, to days that feel hard to get through. And yet we remember it's a holiday today. It's today's day. It's a day for us to be thankful, to reach down into gratitude, to reach out to each other with kindness and compassion, to celebrate the departure of a staff person who's been with us for 5 years, bringing us joy and music, to be glad for this chance, this day, this opportunity to be kind, to be compassionate, to be grateful for the chance to be together again. And so may it be. Amen.
Each week we have a collection for our split place program. This means that undesignated donations are split between the UUFH and our charity of the month unless you indicate otherwise. This month we're supporting New Hour for Women and Children. New Hour was founded to provide meaningful support to current and formerly incarcerated women, their children, and their families. New Hour builds community to promote successful re-entry and lasting reintegration, and to reform unjust criminal justice system policies. They also vision to empower justice-impacted women and provide successful support for mothers and children. And by providing parenting skills, work skills, and wellness programs during and after incarceration, New Hour aims to give women the tools needed to become powerful change agents for themselves, their community, and their children. As you may recall, New Hour's Executive Director, Serena Martin Liguria, was our guest speaker on November 5th at our UUF Sunday service. Ushers will be passing the baskets while Jay plays. For those of you at home, you can send a check to the office or donate through the website. Thank you for your support of this work and the work we do here and the work we do beyond our walls. The new year offers itself to our imagination, to our love, to our hopes, to our faith, to our gratitude, to our intentions, to our capacities for doing good and making peace, for our needs for community and purpose, to our deepening connections, to our growing awareness of kinship and all creation, to our sense of what is possible, to the one who holds us all.
Thank you, that was lovely. My dear friend of more than 30 years, Linda Bluestein, who I introduced you to in November, who introduced me to medical aid in dying and wind phones, died this past Thursday in Vermont. Linda died the way she lived, with grace and fortitude and a commitment to making the world better for others, even in her death. 2 days before she died, frail and in pain, she invited a TV news crew into her home. She allowed the crew to film her being carried to her car, leaving her beloved home in Connecticut for the last time so she could go to Vermont to obtain the medications, because Connecticut doesn't allow medical aid in dying. On her last day, as she wished, she was surrounded by her husband, her children, her grandchildren, and her granddog. Her husband reports that just as she took the medicine, it began to snow. He wrote, as if a peaceful New England winter scene had been arranged by a set designer. Her last words to them were, I'm so happy I don't have to do this, suffer anymore. She told me that she wished she could just zip off her body and be free. I miss her already. Linda's life has me thinking about my own, as we do when someone close to us dies. 2024 will be a year of big changes for me. My time with UUFH and in Huntington is going to end in June. My beloved and I are looking for new positions. We will need to move. We hope to move in together. In August, I reach a very big milestone birthday. So I am deep into discerning my next steps. What do I want to do with the next decade of my life, and how do I want to live? Linda's death reminds me once again, as I tell you all the time, that we are not guaranteed any day but today, and that our time here now is precious. I read in an ad last week that if you live to the age of 79, you will spend 28 years of it sleeping. 4 years eating and drinking, 15 years working, 11 years watching TV, and 9 years on your phone. My guess is that phone number is actually higher now that we have smartphones. The ad ended, no wonder you wake up one day and say to yourself, where did the time go? Anybody do that? Right? Think the time goes really fast. And then it says, the thing is, you get to decide. Every day you are presented with hundreds of choices. What will you do in your lifetime? And I think the beginning of a new year or the death of a friend too soon calls us to think intentionally about such questions. As Lisa told you last week, and as Sandra talked to the children today, many people make New Year's resolutions. I'm sure, like me, during the past 2 weeks, you have seen so many articles and stories about weight loss, about exercising more, about meditating more, about how to save money, about how to be your best self. I admit I was pulled into the New York Times columns of the last week, 6 days to more energy. Anybody else read those? Yeah? Did you do that fun dance routine? Oh, it was fun. It was fun, day 2. And a variety, right? How many of you got improve yourself promotional emails for people who wanted to sell you something? Now, I just want to say I can't resist asking you to set some UUFH resolutions to try to come every week, to try to come on time. I always panic, you all, at 10:30 when I look out and there are 12 people here. So, but I know you're coming. I know you're coming. What I also want to help as a resolution is to think about volunteering for something new if you haven't been volunteering. And there are a number of people who are here today who've been coming for several months but who haven't signed our book, our membership book. So I encourage you to think about joining UUFH this year. It might be especially appropriate to do it before the end of January, which is when we report our numbers to the UUA. So Shelley and Judy will be in the social hall with the membership book every week for the next couple, the next weeks. And so that could be a resolution. Okay, but we know overall that resolutions don't work. As Lisa shared last week, most people who set resolutions break them. More than 9 in 10 resolutions are broken by the end of January. Some of you may have already broken your resolutions in the first week. No wonder we break them because they come from our inner critic focusing on the things we don't like about ourselves often. That's not coming to church, but, could be, I have for many, many years set my annual weight resolution, right? And one meme that I saw this week said, "Why are you letting someone who doesn't like you give you a list of things to do?" Think about it. So might it be better to resolve to accept, so this would be the resolution, I resolve to accept that I am imperfectly perfect just the way I am. And I am worthy of love just the way I am. Many suggest that instead of resolutions, we substitute creating intentions so that we think about questions like, who do I want to be? How do I want to live? What are my deepest values? What makes life worth living for me? As a columnist on Medium wrote, the difference between resolutions and intentions is that intentions, quote, concentrate on the journey, not the finish line. So eating healthier is an intention, right? Where a resolution, I want to lose 10 pounds, may not be as helpful. The beautiful prayer for peace by St. Francis that the choir sang could be thought of as a list of intentions for us. In Hinduism, there is a word for intention. It's sankalpa. Sankalpa. You want to say that? Sankalpa. Sankalpa is a vow and a commitment to support our highest truth. Quote, a sankalpa should honor the deeper meaning of our life. A sankalpa speaks to the larger arc of our lives, our dharma, our overriding reason for being here. Buddhism has a similar thought. It says, what you think, you become, what you feel, you attract, what you imagine, you create. The Dalai Lama, in a book he co-authored with Desmond Tutu, wrote about intention this way. As soon as I wake up, I remember Buddha's teaching, the importance of kindness and compassion, wishing good for others, or at least to reduce their suffering. Then I remember that everything is interrelated, the teaching of interdependence. So then I set my intention for each day, that this day should be a meaningful one. For the past several years, I have selected a word or a phrase to be my guiding intention for the year. I no longer make New Year's resolution lists. So I'm going to share my word with you. I'm not suggesting it is a word for you, but I'm hoping it will encourage you to think about what might be a word or a phrase that you could carry into the year. Because I think by setting it, we perhaps hold ourselves accountable. So without any fanfare, here is my 2023 phrase. Lead with love. That's it. Lead with love. Now that doesn't sound very complicated or new. After all, isn't that what you want your minister to do? Or your partner to do? Or your children to do? Or your friends to do? Of course. And Leading with love does not come naturally for me. I grew up in a family that prized competence over lovability. I learned very early that being competent was the way to get love and attention from my parents. The unconditional love that should be our birthright, but that so many of us didn't feel we received. Some of you may relate to this. It feels natural to me to lead with my competence. So I have decided to remind myself this year to lead with love. And that says something about how I'm going to be with you all. So we have done a tremendous amount of work in the almost 2 years I have been with you. And so what I'm going to tell you is that in the next 6 months, my last 6 months with you, rather than trying to create even more changes here, I know there've been a lot. You've been great. You've come along with me to create those changes. But in these next 6 months, I plan to concentrate on loving you as you prepare for your next chapter, learning to live into the many changes we've been working on together. I'm going to choose to lead with love in all my interactions this year, with my fiance, with my children, my friends, my colleagues, the people I meet in our community, and myself, right? Because love yourself, there's a reason that's part of the commandments. So as I evaluate what's next for me, I will be asking myself, is this based in love? See, what I'm very clear about, and Linda's death reminds me, is that when my life is over, I want people to know that I loved my life and how much I love them. And in a few weeks, we will be exploring what it means that the UUA has centered love as our central core value in the new Article 2. So, having said that, I am hoping that you will today and tomorrow and during the week think about your own intention, your phrase for the new year. What might express the value you would most like to evolve in these next 12 months? Might it be community or challenge, serenity, gratitude, joy, love, volunteerism? The list of possibilities for you is endless. There are many lists online, by the way, that you type in list of values and you will see hundreds of them. And so I would love to know if you set an intention for yourself. Sharing it with me or others might help you be accountable. I discovered this beautiful poem this week by Native American poet, musician, and playwright Joy Harjo. I've used her before, a former poet laureate of the United States. Now, in some ways, the beginning is going to sound like a list of resolutions, but in its wisdom as it goes on, it reminds us to live intentionally with love and gratitude. So I'm going to give her the last words. She writes, "Put down the bag of potato chips, the white bread, the bottle of soda. Turn off your cell phone, your computer, and the remote control. Open the door and then close it behind you. Take a breath offered by friendly winds. Give it back with gratitude. If you sing, it will give your spirits lift to fly to the stars, ears, and back. Acknowledge this earth who has cared for you since you were a dream planting itself within your parents' desire. Let your moccasin feet take you to the encampment of the guardians who knew you before time, who will be there after your time. They sit before the fire that has always been there. Let the earth stabilize your post-colonial insecure jitters. Be respectful of the small insects, the birds, and the animal people who accompany you. Ask their forgiveness for the harm we humans have brought down upon them. And don't worry. Don't worry. The heart knows the way, though there may be high rises, interstates, checkpoints, armed soldiers, massacres, wars, and those who will despise you because they despise themselves. The journey may take you a few hours, a day, this year, a few years, 100, or 1,000, or even more. Watch your mind. Without training, it might run away and leave your heart for the immense human feast set by the thieves of time. Do not hold regrets. When you find your way to the circle, to the fire, keep burning by the keepers of your soul, you will be welcome. You must clean yourself with cedar, sage, and other healing plants. Cut the ties you have to failure and shame. I'm going to say that one again. Cut the ties you have to failure and shame. Let go of the pain you hold in your mind, your shoulders, your heart, all the way down to your feet. Let go the pain of your ancestors to make way for those heading in your direction. Ask for forgiveness. Call upon the help of those who love you. Those helpers take many forms. People, animals, elements, birds, angels, saints, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in corners and creases of shame, judgment, and abuse. You must call it in a way that your spirit will want to return to you. Speak to it as you would a beloved child. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. It might return in pieces and tatters. Gather them together. They will be happy to be found after being lost for so long. Your spirit will need to sleep after it's bathed and given clean clothes. But now you can have a party. Invite everyone you know who loves and supports you. Keep room for those who have no place else to go. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. Then you must do this. Help the next person find their way home in the dark. My friends, may it be so. Happy New Year. And now it is my pleasure to invite the president of your board forward, Jerry Farrell, for a special appreciation.
Good morning. I'm Jerry Farrell, and as a fellowship president and a choir member, I'd like to share a few words about Dr. J. Yee. Jay joined us in the 2018 fellowship year. When we were searching for a new music director, we knew we wanted Jay after his interview. We were aware that Jay was relatively new to choral conducting and also new to Unitarian Universalism as a religion. We checked his references, and everyone we spoke to told us that Jay was diligent, hardworking, and would do whatever was needed to be successful at his job. And that was absolutely true. The choir got to know Jay, and he got to know us. We enjoyed his gentle good humor, and he tolerated our terrible jokes. Things were going quite well, and then COVID happened. How do you conduct a choir by Zoom? Jay chose the songs and sent us the music by email. We went on Zoom to hear our parts played and talk with each other. Then Jay played and recorded each of our parts, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, sent each part to us. Our job was to learn that part, record them, and also make a video of ourselves singing. Not an easy task for some, including me. I spent many hours recording and re-recording before I sent my part in. The hard part now was for Jay to combine all those videos and vocal recordings so that they blended. So each voice was modulated to fit with all the other voices, and so that each video looked good as well as sounded perfect. So Jay had to be a computer whiz as well as a choir conductor. And he succeeded. The videos were and are lovely. Jay also has the ability to adapt any choral piece to the exact needs of our choir, switching parts according to who will show up that Sunday in order to have us sound the best that we can. He has always welcomed our input as far as changing words or eliminating verses in a piece, as well as taking our suggestions for a particular song for a particular Sunday. He is always open and receptive to our ideas. Oh, in the meantime, he got his doctorate of music arts, all while driving in traffic back and forth from New Jersey. So Jay, you're leaving us and moving on to new adventures. The fellowship wishes you all the very best, and the choir sends you off with our love and friendship. And we have some gifts for you. Please join us for cake afterwards after the service in the social hall. Come on up and get your gift.
Thank you very much. When I first got here, when I was doing my interview, I was so shocked by the beautiful view here, and then I love the building immediately. So I had this idea. I said, if I get a chance, I want to get married here. And that happened this past summer. So I feel so welcome, so loved, and I learned so many things. I make so many friends. I do feel I belong here. So and then we were just chatting with the choir. They remind me, yes, you got married here. Maybe you want to come back for the anniversaries. I say yes. So I will be back. Thank you.
Join us. Jay chose this as one of his other favorite hymns. We Are by Barnwell? It's Barnwell. I think that's a typo. Thank you. Of Sweet Honey and the Rock, easier to remember. Please join us and rise in body and spirit as you are able. The closing words this morning are by Carolyn Joy Adams. You'll notice that in some ways they are similar to the St. Francis prayer. Each day we are given 1,000 waking moments, 1,000 opportunities to learn, to grow, to choose. In as many moments as you can, choose wisely. Choose understanding and calmness rather than anger, gratitude rather than envy, compassion rather than judgment, awareness rather than denial, loving thoughts, words, and action over those that have the power to hurt. And in this way, moment by moment by moment, we can create harmony and peace and healing within ourselves and for each other. My friends, go in peace. May our real service begin. And now the choir is going to lead us in We Are Family, also chosen by Jay as his last piece for us. And we will invite you all to join us on the chorus. You might want to even get up and move your body a little bit. I've invited Jay to go to the door to greet you on your way out. There will be a cake in the social hall, maybe some comment speeches. I am not going to join you out of an abundance of caution. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. And you at home as well.